Good afternoon. Last presentation today before the dinner. Thank you for being here. My name is Carlos Delgado Kloos. I'm from Universidad Carlos III de Madrid in Spain. And I'm going to, after the introduction about AI from Coursera, we're going to delve a bit more about the role of AI in the design of micro-credentials. But because there's a lot of things going on in AI, some people still think that it's just a chat box where you post a prompt and get some answer, but it's much more. And I apologize for, this is not mine, but I could not stop in showing this. This is the immense pace of change that we hear around AI. This is when you get a lot of alcohol, your eyes is like this. With some weed, you get these eyes. With cocaine, with these eyes. And if you try to keep up what is going on with AI, this is the situation, this is how you look like. Because the pace of change is tremendous. So now, on the one hand, technology, digital technology and AI is having a huge impact in all industries. And this means, among other things, that the workforce has to reskill, to upskill, to keep the pace of these changes. And therefore, micro-credentials are good in order to reskill and upskill. My question is, if it's not only the cause of the need for this micro-credentials, and among other things, of course, green, sustainability, etc., can we use AI also to design efficiently micro-credentials? So the design process, can it be also enhanced with AI? And this is the objective of this presentation. So what is micro-credentials? What do you need for design? What are the steps? Let me give you, there are more things, but we don't have time. Let me just give you 6 steps. First, you have to specify not just the learning goals, but many other things about your micro-credential. Then you have to create the education material, the videos, audios, PowerPoint, etc., in order to define this course, micro-credential course. Then you have to teach the class, enactment. This is quite similar to software. You specify the software, implemented and executed. But then there's a second part where the student, the learner comes in, attending the class or attending the synchronous the classes. Then there's some student work. This is the learning opportunity, some student work. And then there's this is the credential, specific certification of the learning outcomes and entitlements and more things. So these are the 6 steps. And the question, I will go through the 6 steps. The question is, where can we apply AI? This is this nice drawing from the European Commission. And if we relate the former drawing with this one, we could say that we have the specification, which is this part, the opportunity, these 4 parts, and then the credentialing, the credentials is this part. So let's go through these 6 steps. Where can we use AI? Well, what I'm going to show you is that it can be applied in all the 6 steps. And I will start from this, which is more straightforward. Maybe we have seen more about things, then go through it, and then go through all the 6 different steps. Creation of AI. So for creating documents, structured documents, mind maps, presentations, images, videos, artifacts, quizzes. In all these different resources, you can use AI. I will go very fast because we don't have much time, but let me go through documents. So generative AI, a master's language, so you can translate, you can shorten, you can get inspiration, you get correct errors, etc. You can also create structured documents, like LaTeX or Markdown or HTML content. For instance, sorry, this is in Spanish. I want to draw electric circuits. I can do it in LaTeX. And generative AI knows about LaTeX and all the different modules to create it. So I can create drawings, it's structured text, or even mind maps. No, mind maps, in essence, is also structured text that you can create in different structured formats and then present with a corresponding viewer. Or, you can generate even PowerPoint slides in Visual Basic directly from AI, or use all these other applications that are coming out and help you in creating this AI tool, these presentation tools. Images, we have seen just some of the tools are not good at text, but some, like Ideogram, are very good at text inside images. So there's a lot of things going on there to create images. Videos. The question was before in the session by Coursera, what about avatars? No? So let me show you myself. I did the MOOC in Italy. I did it in Spanish, but it was with lip sync and voice cloning. It was.
I grandi modelli di linguaggio, gli LLM, sono innanzitutto dei maestri.
So those who are Italian, it sounds quite Italian. This is me, but what you hear is not original. It was done with AI. Or even better, no?
E ci preoccupa l'uso fraudolento che potrebbero fare gli studenti, ma l'IA è molto di più. Un momento. Yo soy Carlos Delgado Kloos. Tu eres un impostor. Scusami, non sono altro che il tuo assistente.
Okay, so in some of the videos, it was not myself. Not even me, I defined the text. No? So this can help you in creating videos much more efficiently in different languages. Now it's available at this site at Federica in the University of Naples, but soon there will come out on Coursera a version in Spanish with my original voice, in English with the same procedure with HeyGen, and in Italian. So we'll have it in 3 languages. I only went once or 0 times in some occasions to the studio. You can create all kinds of artifacts to show for educational purposes, many other things. Okay, and also you can create quizzes, either with general AI tools or with specific tools that are that help you in preparing quizzes, rubrics, etc. So this is the educational material. So this ticked. No? Let's go to the other. Let's go to this first and then finish up with specification certification. Also for teaching the class, you can get a lot of help from AI for inspiration, for pedagogies, for teaching methods, and to orchestrate the class. I've done it just asking general questions with generative AI tools, but you can use also some other specialized for teaching methods, for orchestrating the class, or raising in more expositive parts and more practical parts, or for helping in feedback. On the other side as well, for the students, the time of note-taking is over. The time of note-taking is over because you can use tools like StudyFetch or general tools for video conferences, etc., to get the voice from the professor, transcribe the text, the talk into text, and then translate to other languages, simplify, ask questions, so the student can get a recording of what was done in class, and then get explanations, examples, illustrations, even check for correctness, whether the teacher was right or not. So this is one, but there are many other tools that help in receiving this class. Or you can use the general meeting assistants that accompany us in many of these video conferences we have every day. I was once in a video conference. There were 3 assistants recording everything. Okay. So for class attendance, things are changing as well. What about student work? Student work can be either individual, independent study, collaborative study, or for assessment. And there also AI can be also a lot of help. For explaining even images, can I park here at 4 o'clock? Yes, you can park. Or explaining code, or designing code, or you probably know Notebook LM, that you can upload a document and get a nice podcast, or you can ask questions about this document in order to understand it better, based on sources and the citations. For independent study also, we have seen with Khan Academy, with Duolingo, that the talk was before about Socratic tutors. So these are Socratic tutors for these purposes, and also United Arab Emirates, that don't give the answer to the question, but help the student to think about something. So this is the intention. I don't want the answer to be given, but when we reflect on it. At my university, we have done also such a tutor. We have a lot of content from a MOOC on Java, on edX, since 2015. So we have a lot of content there, and also from the classes and PowerPoints, etc. And we have taken all this to train a tutor and offer it to the students, so that they have a 24/7 tutor to respond the questions, but on the basis of my content, not of some general content, and I see myself reflected sometimes. The examples I give, how I understand things, are very well reflected in this tutor. Also, creating flashcards can be helpful for the student work, or for forums. This is David Malan from Harvard University. He did the experiment of having a forum where the students post questions, and one of the participants in this forum was an AI. Of course, the AI was sometimes wrong, okay, good, but so were the students. But altogether, they came to the right answer. So now, for this learning opportunity, we see that we can apply AI in all the different parts. Let's go to these last two parts, which are more maybe related to this conference about micro-credentials, how to specify and how to certify micro-credentials. This, on the one hand, the specification, which is general for every course, and the certification, which is specific to one particular learner, one particular institution, for one particular run of this learning opportunity, and the learning outcomes that was obtained by the student. There also, we have made the experiment. Well, can we get help from AI in order to specify the skills and competences, looking at ESCO or some other framework, well, we've done this, these thousands of skills that are there in many languages. Sometimes the professor does not know all this. So can we get some help with AI in order to have a first version that can be refined there by persons? Well, we've done this example. So this is, sorry, it's in Spanish, and I'll show you more examples, but let me advance here. Maybe here to the creation of the credential, either with open badges or with ELM. We've done this experiment. We have taken, in Spain, we have taken the ELM, the 480 fields, and defined some recommendations for the Spanish universities to define micro-credentials. So these micro-credential courses. There are some the green book, the blue book, that of all the fields, these are some recommended and some compulsory fields that should be there so that they're comparable, at least in Spain. And we've taken these two books and some description of the course, and we've done it with several tools. One is Notebook, but it's from other ones. So to have a first version filled in for this particular course. About something, so with some recommendations, some competencies, and all the different fields that have to be filled. We've done the experiment with several tools: ChatGPT, DeepSeek, ChatGPT 4. This is 303 Mini, Notebook LM. DeepSeek is very good, actually. The Chinese give very good results. There are some things that understand it differently, but it's a good base on which then to refine. I don't have to type everything. I take this, and then I go through it, and I have a first version. I can have a first version maybe in tabular form, or even, that, where do I have it here? Google says 25% of the code is generated by AI. So it can generate code. And this is the other experiment we have done. I've done it today, because yesterday I got access to a new tool called Manus. I don't know whether you know Manus, also a Chinese tool. This one here, this guy, who uses Anthropic 3.7, but then you can ask it to solve some tasks. And I've done this morning. No, this is the result. I've filled in, I want to have this course, give me all the information, and then it takes 10 minutes of thinking, going to websites. I've filled in these documents as well, so it analyzes all the documents, go to website, to the ESCO, etc., and then presents, on the one hand, some structure, but also the JSON code for ELM. It's a starting point. Maybe I want to refine this a little bit. So there's some requirements, learning objective, etc., description, and it's of help for the designer of these courses. So we've seen that GenAI is useful in all steps of the educational process, for the learning opportunity, for the specification and the certification. You always have to be critical, of course. Tools are getting better every day. So at the beginning, there was a lot of hallucination, but with all these guard rates, etc., they're getting better and better. And in this way, we fight the need for defining new microcredentials, also with using the same technology that produces the acceleration. Thank you very much.